Good evening. My name is Derricka Hunt. I am a fifth-year PhD student here in the Graduate School of Education, and I was excited to collaborate with Lloyd to put together this colloquium series. I've known Uttam, who will be presenting for us today, for a little more than 7 years now. He's the founder of Parijat Academy, which is located in Assam, India. Parijat Academy is a special place. I like to think of it as a beacon of light for the community. It was one of the first schools in that particular region to offer free, accessible education. Oftentimes, government schools were overpopulated and didn't exist for most children in the region. So Uttam started the school with only 4 students. Now the school annually supports up to 600 students. And the school has touched more than 10,000 people over the course of the past more than 10 years. So hopefully today you'll be able to learn a little bit about local models of education and why it's important for education to start with the people and center them, their language, their culture, and their own ideas. And Uttam will share his own vision for social justice and social transformation through education. Thank you all.
So, namaskar everybody. Good evening. My name is Uttam Teron. Thank you, Derricka Hunt, and here respected all in the UC Berkeley. Thanks to Derricka for that kind and generous introduction. I would like to first begin by honoring the Omloli people, their land, the language, the history, and the grace in allowing us to be visitors on this land. As someone who is known from the indigenous community in India, I understand the importance and value of acknowledging and making space for indigenous people. Though our plights and struggles might have been different, we have all worked to resist the imperial colonial capitalist legacies that have nearly destroyed our communities. First, I will discuss my vision for the relationship between education, poverty, and social change. I'm the founder of Parijat Academy. Parijat Academy is a grassroots level non-profit school, a community school in Assam, in India. Parijat is the name of a flower. Parijat Academy is a community school that offers holistic education, completely free of charge to youth, children in the Pamohi region. Pamohi is a small region. A region where most people live on less than $1 per day. It is one of the poorest regions in India, and it is an area of India that is often understood since it's located in the northeast India. Parijat is one of the first community in the regions to offer free access to schooling for youth and children. The school utilizes local indigenous epistemology to ground each work. There is a shift of the Western educations to values honoring local traditions and values. Further, the school takes a comprehensive approach by situating hunger, family basic needs, water, mother tongue, language, and other important aspects of child's life as a crucial components of learning. Parijat Academy's guiding principle is that true education encompasses all aspects of life. Persons being and actively engages the entire community, not individual. Our school has touched more than 10,000 people over the years. A ripple effect from the students to the families to visitors. This impact is important, and we do not believe it would have been possible without our emphasis on our own culture, language, and community. I would like to begin my situating the national context of India. How many of you have heard India, country India? If you have not heard about India, we'll share the story. First, India is a complex place because it is a place that has one of the world's largest economic inequality gaps, but it is also considered one of the world's fastest growing economies. With population of 1.2 billion people in India. India comprises 1/6 of the world's population. Thusly, India is a multi-ethnic, multilingual country that cannot be defined based on arbitrary borders. However, I will talk to you about the context of Assam. Assam is situated at the gateway of the northeast India. It is a unique place because it is connected to India by what we can, the chicken neck is in northeastern part, gateway of the northeast. The northeast to the mainland of India, yet it remains bordered by Bhutan, Nepal, Myanmar, China and Bangladesh, making it the gateway to Southeast Asia. With that being said, the northeast is specifically Assam, it is an important context to study education because of both its peripheral status in the national context and its position as a growing hub of the northeast. The literacy rate in Assam is 73%. Yet there remains large economic inequality. Many interventions such that more education and increased literacy rates leads to improve the development for nations like India. Yet this is not exactly true. And the topics, we are the ones we have been writing, the reimagining education in the developing worlds through an indigenous epistemology. So what I have doing last 16 years in small regions of North India, Assam. That's really trying to change, bring peoples together, trying to giving access education to the unreached, less privileged people. The national context. Here, we are situated in India, a developing nations. The world has its economic inequality gaps. India has like 1.2 billion people. It's like more people if we can strike better way. Populations may have that, but with educations, government job is less, and so as in India, skill development works is going on, but we need a lot of infrastructure developments. In the eastern part of India, we didn't have enough infrastructure, so that with education, it should be matched. But educated is there, college, university is there, educated is there. They run after the government's jobs. We have to find a skill where they can be like entrepreneurs. So what we think like a drop in the oceans, like Parijat Academy is a school for underprivileged. We're trying to make a model in the regions, small regions, where this can be replicated in other parts of Assam. Then we're trying education with skill. So India is a multi-ethnic, multi-language country that cannot be defined based on arbitrary borders. So many, in every 10 kilometers, it's like a language problems. So it's a diverse. It's like, though I belong from the Karbi tribes community, when our children from remote forest village, they cannot mix up with the locals as a state as a whole. They cannot mix up because they feel isolated. If they come and learn Assamese, it's against a lot of problems. Problems means they will not cope up with the situation. They feel, oh, if I mix up with the Assamese speaking peoples as a whole, I cannot speak Assamese. What I have to do? So that's like they are separate. They think shy. They could not mix up. Then another problem, they cannot get jobs because of the education. So not reachable. Another problem. No local context. Why I'm saying the chicken nets, you see here. There's a small bird. Nepal and Bhutan. If you count, then you will be separate. So the orange color is a northeast India, eastern part of India, like we call eight sisters, like 8 states are there. all covers with Nepal, Bhutan, China, Myanmar. So from New Delhi, if you see from New Delhi, it's like far away from there. It's like biodiversity hotspot also, we can say that Northeast region is. But gateway of South Asia and Northeast. Slowly, government of India also trying to do something to connect South Asia through Northeast way. So for this, the people of Northeast India, children, they need education with quality, and as well as the youth needs to be a skill trained. If a business flow from that for education, then skilled people we need. That's why education is there, but what to say, skill entrepreneurship program is important. So literacy rate in Assam, in India is called 73. Men's is like 77.85% and women 66.27. And this is Assam. It's a capital. It's a capital hub of Assam. It's a capital. Parijat Academy is located a little bit outskirts of the city. It's a river Brahmaputra. It's flowing from Sangfu Valley from China and connected with the Bay of Bengal. Bay of Bengal, yes, is with Pacific Oceans. The school where situated is department. This is called Parijat Academy. Is located in Pamohi. Pamohi is a regions. It's a fringe area of Dipor Bill area. Dipor Bill area is a hill and plains wetland junction where connected with another states called Meghalaya. It's an important hub, and the peoples are there, the local peoples with the local indigenous knowledge, trying to preserve environments, ecosystems, these things. That's why they feel comfortable with indigenous knowledge. As a region, it's not flowing very regularly with tourists because it's like a unreached, untold place. Like people need to be, because it's a far away. Because in India, when we see in India, generally from globally, people go to Delhi, Rajasthan, Gujarat, South India, North India, but very less people know about Northeast India actually. In this region, most people daily income is less than, as I told you, like $1 per day. The most prominently the kinds of work reasons like women's and the men folks work in agriculture and forest dependent, forest product dependent. They cut and they do something. They grow like vegetables. They work hard, but they earn very less. So this is the problems there. But problem is this is a daily life. And local literacy rates in Assam says at all 70% where many schools and colleges, but there are very few industrial and government job opportunity. Because why? The way of education system is like in India and Northeast perspective. They focus on government jobs. Government jobs are very limited. So now education institutes are trying on entrepreneurships, like things, skill development, job-oriented things is very important. Now, slowly, it will take time, but slowly, it's going the works. This is a place called Garbhanga, where we are running a school in a remote forest village from the city. It's like a 40 kilometers in a remote forest village. It's a fully covered with a forest. People walk from there to the city. It takes like 4 hours of walking. There is no motorable access, only walkable. There people do both trees cultivations, sifting cultivations, and normal paddy crops cultivations. People's travels community they're happy with that, but no school of education access, medical. So Parijat Academy started school for the Chip community where they can come and learn with indigenous knowledge. And once they grow, once they learn, we take to our main center where they learn Assamese, Hindi, English with indigenous knowledge. So we are working there in that forest village since 2007. So here, Garbhang is a tribal village. It's mostly populated with tribal people. Yes, it is a 40 kilometers from the main city of the Guwahati. The village does not currently have electricity. Still, century problem. Medical facilities, transportation services. Yeah. And Parijat Academy trying to do a lot of more things like for the women folks, say like the handloom programs where they can weave. This is like indigenous knowledge development programs. From that's programs we really started from getting support from the Sneha Karma Foundation from India and US and India, and we started already to train women's how to self-help, weaving handlooms. But they are doing like we buy yarns from the local retail market, and we give them weaves, and they weave with different things different things. And once they are slowly earning, we want to make scale of the things properly so that they can be sustainable in that area. Otherwise, there is no options. We cannot make a big industry also. At least handloom is, they have their indigenous knowledge, how to weave. If we train them with some expertise, then that will be more helpful for them. Parijat Academy, that's a call. Yes, we are doing like holistic education, trying to do for the Garbhanga community. So the small verification. This I think we will. This was actually a story.
की सांस्कृतिक कलात्मक
Guwahati, the landscape is like a hills and rivers. This is a locality, your locality. Children comes every day to learn schools. With basic facilities. Sometimes I collect like used clothes, used books for the children, used materials for the children, and this way it is cooperative. And in some schools, like English medium schools,
ये राहें ले ही जाएंगी मंजिल तक, हौसला रखती है.
So, as I told you, the Parijat Academy is a school for underprivileged, non-profit school. This school actually, when I studied in 2003 with my $13 with 4 kids. That time, children reluctant to come and reluctant to send their kids, parents' kids, because what they will do with education, because they have to think twice. They don't want to send to school because if they spend whole day, nobody will look after at home. So this is a problem. They have to see these cattle, these things. Then I also told them, education is important. This is like something, it's a tool that education can change in their life. So today, since 2003 till today, it's like a growing. It's like now currently it's like 500 children are coming. Now I no need to say that the community to send, like they are approaching to the Parijat. Now it's a good impact of the Parijat Academy in the entire area, that their parents, like poor family, they want to send the kids, they want to see learning so that they can help their parents in future. Even a lot of single parents also there, and some parents have suffer from different, like say skin cancer. They cannot do. It's like Some parents are very in the last stage. They cannot earn money. This is a problem. So myself, I'm not a director of a company also. I'm not a CEO. I cannot change. But we can together holistically with a team. We are doing small way like as a service, providing service. That is a thing also. That's why it comes, why I started Parijat Academy is important. I was not interested of these kinds of teachings. I'm not educationist, I'm not like something like expert. I was like a layman in my village when I was, I did a graduation. I was just roaming here then like with my friends, in a village. But my friends are not studied up to, after class 10, after 12 like that. It's just like that I'm spent with them also. But slowly struck in my mind before 2003, I have to do something to my village, those who are loitering here and there, and bringing them this way. Struck in my mind that I have to do something for these children, those who are like school not going children. That was the beginning. I started in 2000 in January. First day, 4 kids joined in my center. I have no syllabus. Just I teach them. It's like the syllabus is like a blank. I see in your eyes. I teach them like I change my strategy every 5 minutes because I have to bring them attention to come to school. If I teach like a different way, those things they do not like, that will be like a free class. Then I told them that I collect like a small like a marble tribes, like wood things, color pencils, like colors, even the different sticky things. I used to let them play. I used to hold their fingers and writing this way. Perhaps after 1 year, this my way of maybe teaching spread among the village to village. Then slowly parents approach me. My son is little improving. They can sing, they can dance. At least they uttering their mouth that they learn something. I never thought something they are developing because I've seen every day. I'm very tactfully I'm handling that every minutes they have to learn different things at that. I taught them times in 2003, 1 hour per day till one year. The next year 2 hours per day. Like in Assam, in India, in Assam, our academic session is from January to December. Then slowly after 3 years, oh my God, it's like 32 kids join in my missions. Then I realized maybe the way of our teachings maybe they lie. This is not like I didn't did any Montessori training. I'm like indigenous knowledge, whatever it comes to my mind. I'm just doing that once. Perhaps this way people's coming to know how you run a school without money. Really, I don't know. I'm not expert. I'm not finance expert. I'm nothing. I'm common people. Then people approach me. What we can do? Then I tell we can support like all writing materials like copybooks, notebooks, eraser, pencils, whatever you like. I'm a very fairly shy person. I cannot ask anything like that. Whatever people can do, like old clothes. I used to say people from used clothes, used materials. These are useful for our kids, and people join like that. This way slowly, these things coming to know in Assam that okay, people are visiting from different part of Assam as well as from other parts of India too. That they want to come to see the works like that, but these things occurring, and now even some students pass out. They're studying in a Guwahati University in Assam. That's what we have seen, that impact. Some are working, and they're very poverty, and some got after class 12. Suppose our school is after grade 10, they go to the different say called 11, 12 junior college. They study in government, their government college, and what is called 10 plus 2 colleges are like a very less school fee. So they join, and some got jobs that is like really bring happy to their family. So this is to make education accessible to children in education, poverty, to create a model, and to the center of the local community context, to provide holistic education that acknowledges all aspects of learner in the community, to reduce gender equality in space. School is a co-education. And the teams, I took the initiative. I tried to do one thing that is saving literacy, like a money saving literacy, because parents, they do not know how to save like that. We used to tell them like 5 cents, save it 5 cents. We have like a child development bank earlier, like how to create awareness among the community, among the parents. So we had 1 year programs like a child development bank. It's not a big bank, it's like awareness banks. Like 5 cents if they keep per month, after 1 year they will get same money back, so that they can do something at home. They can buy school books or school bags also. That was also, we tried. So aspect of holistic education, what is the health, life skill, joy, critical thinking. It's a holistic approach of Parijat Academy. And how can indigenous epistemologies inform education? Local knowledge are importance for education. So, where there is a lot of things accessible, like when we tell to the students that how to make happy. Otherwise, one thing is that in the suppose indigenous way, we don't in India, in Assam, in the school, sometimes teachers, they takes by heart, like I think these words, I think you have, but they takes like they have to take memorize these things. If you ask the children, you have to give this memory, memorize. You have to memorize 2-3 pages. You have to give tomorrow. I will ask like, children will not come tomorrow. Just scared. Oh, I'm not be able to come to school. If they ask me, I will feel shy. These things were not used in these things because they will not come. They will not enjoy. So we are trying to let them doing joyful learning. So we must start with our own language. That's why we have to start with our own language. Culture must include a local community. At Parijat Academy, we deeply value indigenous epistemologies as the foundation to build our education. And we tried one books for the indigenous in the Karbi language, Assamese and English, which also cooperating. Derika also supporting these things. They understand quickly with local language. And slowly, and they can improve in English when they will reach grade 10, like that. These are the books in a Garbhanga forest village where Karbi community is there. So these books, name is we giving these names like Arni Atur is like Karbi language. The meaning is sunlight. Some objects is there with colorful. We try to. Otherwise, our government books are like Assamese as a whole. Sometimes children cannot read properly. So when they read this meaning, Karbi, Assamese and English, then easily they can understand. So that's why literacy and local stories, the importance of literacy that centers local knowledge, language and culture is important. In Gambanga, literature was not available in the local language. It's a very, just small reasons. So we have tried how to bring, we cannot change whole India, we cannot change whole Assam, but we can start like one epicenter where we can do something. If these things is good, then other villages can replicate. That's the idea. The students do not have access to learn about themselves in literature. This creates a disconnect between learning and self-knowledge. So sometimes when we older girls, suppose say 25 plus girls who never been to school, they don't want to come to our main Parijat center where we have a skill programs like a handlooms program. The girls feel shy because I cannot speak Assamese. How can I adjust with them? This is the problem. So that's why they have to cope up with local language. Then they feel comfortable. That thing is going on now. We are doing these things like a pilot program. This is how we can save ourselves. Development models here, but other side is like our indigenous model. Development models emphasize literacy rates, learning through Western epistemology, and here in our indigenous model, like the center local knowledge and indigenous ways of knowing, and here focus on entering the workforce and job security also there here, but other side focus on developing joy, capacities and self-actualization there. Self-capacity building also required. So, thank you so much for listening and giving me an opportunity. Anything else?
We have time for questions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is very interesting. Thank you. I wonder, maybe the children are a little too young to discuss this, but I was wondering how you can balance the local indigenous language and culture with things coming from outside, like I'm interested in climate change. Is that something that you can discuss with the children, or is it
Absolutely, sir. We do that one. We are very conscious about the northeastern regions. That's why if you see in India, the greener part is northeastern part. Well, you will see a lot of species. We do awareness on conservations on plants, animals, a lot of things. We're trying to do like a plastic ban also. We do plantations programs. But in Northeast, we are very fortunate that plants already is there, but we need a preservation is there. So because a lot of areas covered with a forest. So we are very fortunate, though there is no industry. On the one side, we are very fortunate that, and in the wetlands, there's a lot of wetlands in the northeast India, and we do a lot of workshops, a lot of campaigns. We love a lot of like campaigns on walks. Like we do trackings, awareness, know about your reasons, know about your environment, know about your forest. Like that, a lot of we're trying to do that once. Very often we do that. We do that. So they have to. They have a future because one day we will die. So they have to take care because that's their life. That's the thing. Otherwise, we have to keep them for long terms. If we older people do something like destroying, but we'll do that. Then otherwise, we have to buy the oxygens like a bottle in future. So we have to make them ever now. That's what we are doing, sir. Thank you, sir. So thank you for giving an opportunity. So Parijat, okay.
Can I just follow up? So I noticed on the map that it looks like the river comes from behind Nepal and Bhutan and then comes down.
Oh, that's okay.
Is that right? The main river?
This river actually flowing from the eastern called China, Shangfu Valley, to Assam. Assam is divided. This river is divided into two parts. One is northern part, like a Himalayan range, and southern part in the middle. So that's why we call in Assam like a Brahmaputra Valley. One is called Barak Valley. It's a river connected with the Bay of Bengal, reach to Pacific Ocean distinct. This actually, Bhutan's waters also comes, not big river. It's a rivulets and these things. When heavy monsoons, each water immersed to in Brahmaputra river. Northern part is damaged very badly in monsoon times. Thousand villages damaged in monsoon times because the downstream is a problem. Yes, actually from east to west flowing the water actually. It seems looks like flowing from the Bhutan's. No, it's like from China, from eastern regions actually. And at the end of the Bangladesh, the size of the river is becoming like that. It's like conical flats, like. That's why it's very difficult to give a fencing international border in Bangladesh and India. It's an open river. A lot of issues in India. if illegal migration comes, automatically they may come, that rivers, who will give patrolling duties at night, suppose big open space. So that sort of things.
So Uttamji, I have a question for you, but before I ask the question, I've been working very closely with Parijat Academy. I'm based in the US, in the Bay Area. Hats off to him and his entire team in India. I actually took time off from my work and came here to attend this presentation. I really wanted to see his presentation here. So if any of you are actually thinking about going to India, volunteering, I highly recommend you guys sign up for that. He does an awesome job of hosting and you will get a first-hand exposure. So the question for you, Uttamji, is can you tell us the story behind this book?
Okay.
You missed out on telling us that.
Sorry. Actually, these books, though I belong to the Karbi community, we had in a black and white like programs like printing, and limited accessible to our community. And Derika, when she offered, since Derika know Parijat Academy, she visited more or less of 5 times, I think so. And she, it comes to her mind also that indigenous way, if it's Karbi words and Assamese and English combined to make a trade, it will be helpful for the community. We cannot change, but at least in that pocket area, children can enjoy. So we have there up to grade 8, from pre to grade 8. So if we give them, then it will be curious, inquisitive. They can come and learn something. Then our school teachers illustrated all these things, because when we take photograph and print, it will be not. So when the children see like handwritten illustration, they will enjoy like that. Then Derika also took initiative that okay, I will support of publishing this thing. Then it comes into color pages. If we do a black and white is okay, but not pictures. That's why these backgrounds of these things to make learning at least in preschool or in primary level. If they see like some word meanings are there, meanings like suppose example, say example like male person in Karbi say like a penso arlen, like in Assam is purus, but in English a male. Like when they know the Karbi and they do not know confused what to say in Assamese, then same things and same, because English is global. When people visit from South India, West India, they speak Hindi and English. They don't know Assamese. Again problems, language. So if they speak English, then they will compare, oh, this thing is this. It will be easy to understand. So this way actually, and this way our traditional dress, they have to know. They know in Karbi what parts it says like in, but they have to know in English and in Assamese and English. That will be helpful. And when they see the color things, that will be helpful for them. So like our lifestyles in a village, like I said, common here in effort. But they are happy. We cannot change. But if we put them some value in their life, that will be like helpful. So this way, this book is like color books, first times for the children, for the Garbhanga forest village. And if anything I've left, so just remind me.
You can pass the book around.
Okay. You might be confused then, what is Karbi and Assamese? So there are like 29 states in India. So say you know like a Punjabi, like a Gujarati, Tamils, Malayalam, Bengali,
say Himachali, like Karbi also one of them. Sorry, Assam is also in one of them. In Assam, we call everybody speak Assamese. That's the whole, because Assamese can everybody understands. But in Assam, there is a lot of tribes. They have their own dialects. So if I speak my own dialects, others community will not understand. So as a whole, we call Assamese. So it's a small tribes. So this is the thing actually. So that's in India. That's why a person have to know their own language, then Assamese, then Hindi, then have to learn English, and if possible have to learn different like Gujarati, Marathi, Konkani, Punjabi. If you know a lot of language, then oh my God, it's not possible. But when we go to South India, they speak South Indians and English, like that. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.